Welcome back to another Testimony Thursdays. If you're into having your faith strengthened by the testimonies of others, I have some testimonies here that will do just that. Let's get into it. So this is a testimony from a young college student, and she has a YouTube too. I'm going to put the description for her YouTube below. Hi everyone, my name is Ricky Atkins and this is my testimony. I went to St. Catherine High School at the age of 11, knowing that I wanted to do track and field, but couldn't find the courage to join the team. However, in 2016, that is grade 8, I went to the head coach and told him I want to join the team. He then proceeded to ask why, and my response was that I wanted to do something with my life. And I started that very same day. She was determined. I love that. And she took action. I began to throw discus. Couldn't compete in 2017 champs because I was too young. And I went to 2018 champs and came fourth while picking up a serious injury the day before. But God brought me through the storm. In 2019, the injury affected me really bad. I didn't make it to the finals at champs. My 2020 season started off really good, and it was my first year throwing shot put. But COVID came, champs was cancelled. Anyways, in 2021, I had a decent season, but still couldn't produce a championship performance to get a medal. However, my points still contributed to the team. As my final year approached, I was named captain for the 2022 season. Go girl! But I had no college offers and had several injuries. In 2022, the last champs, no points, no medal, no college offer. Con artist came my way and was talking about colleges and ended up getting my hopes up, but I realized later on that it was strictly lies, and I was questioning myself and wondering if God had forgotten me. To backtrack a bit, I saw my two siblings go to university. I saw them take student loan. I knew I didn't want that for myself because I didn't want to have to pay it off. I wanted to go to college and I know my parents could not afford it. So I wanted to get a scholarship to go to university. So doing track was one of the ways I could definitely get this. However, a coach promised me she would sign me to begin school in January. As this was still not a sure thing, I kept my faith. I began working at a call center, something I swore I would never do, but God had to humble me so I could believe in Him. My high school was taking too long to send my documents over to the university, and I began to wonder if I was even going to go. November came around and signing day was approaching, still no documents, nothing. But they came at the right time and they came at the last minute. And now I am here at Mississippi State University on a full scholarship where I am continuing my education and track and field career. My message to everyone will be, don't lose your faith in God and be patient, as there is no one way to reach your goals and your dreams. I love that, Ricky. Thank you so much. You know what that testimony teaches us? That even though you're young, you have dreams and aspirations, even though you may be thwarted, like you got a hurdle. Remember, she was doing track, she got injuries, she was not coming up in champs. That did not stop her. She still got a scholarship to university. She still had faith. She still pressed on. Suppose she said, I've never medaled at champs and I've never done well, so I'm not gonna continue. It's us working, having faith, and coupling that with God that will get us to our dreams and our goals. Once that's God's will for your life, then you're good to go. But remember, you're going to have ups and downs and you're going to have challenges. And as she said, there's no one way to get to your dreams. So keep on pushing. And when she had a delay, right, in that scholarship coming, she had so much faith, she put all her eggs in one basket. She didn't apply to this university and that university in Jamaica. No, she said she's going abroad to study, and that's that. She applied to that university abroad and she sat and she waited. But in the meantime, she worked. She went to a call center, one of those BPOs in Jamaica, and she worked. And then while she was being busy, the Lord was like, all right, no problem. I'm going to reward you. And she held on and she was rewarded. So young people, this young lady is not even 20 yet. This young lady is not even 20 yet. And she held on. You can hold on too. God is not only for the old, He's also for the young. He's for everybody. This next testimony is from a lady named Lucille. In 1984, I went to live in Portmore. I paid rent in 7 different communities. For 2 years, I prayed and asked the Lord for a place to call my own, and He definitely finally answered and gave my family and I a quad in Greater Portmore. I was very happy and thankful. It took us approximately 11 to 14 years to complete the additions onto the house, because a quad is just like a studio, And it's not a big studio, it's a very small studio. It's like a matches box. So you have to, if you have a family, you need to make other bedrooms. Just as when the Lord made the earth and said it was good, that's how I felt when I turned my key in my own door. It was hard, sacrifice and prayers, but they were answered. The first 20 years was great, but the last 6 to 8 years, strange things began to happen. My neighbor became very boisterous, cursing, swearing, playing loud, secular dancehall music. Sometimes I had sleepless nights. Of note, I'm a Christian. I don't listen to those things, so it was a real bother for me. Sometimes he kept parties. There were crowds outside of my home, under my awning, basically in my yard. And there's nothing I could do about this. The houses were very close. He even hung his floor mats on my fence. Note, he has a fence. I prayed and fasted earnestly that the Lord would remove him, because I know for sure that the Lord gave me my house. And he, of note, was not a homeowner. He was living in someone's home. Anyway, the more I prayed, the worse the situation got. The Lord was speaking to me, but I was not listening. I wanted him to do what I am asking him to do, but he had better plans for me. One day when my daughter came from abroad, she said, "No, Mom, this is very unbearable now. We are like prisoners in our own home, in our own house. We need to sell this home and buy somewhere else." I told her, no. I've worked too hard to build this house and I am not going to leave. The Lord was allowing my neighbor to make me uncomfortable because he had better in store for my family and I. Eventually, we listened to God as God was speaking through my daughter. We sold our home and we moved. We are now on our own country property, enjoying peace, nature, and quietness. Sometimes you are praying about a situation to change around you, whether a job or even in your home. But it may be that the change needs to begin with you. Wow. So you see, she was in a car, walk around your house. Now she's stating that she's on a lovely country property with land. She's here, the only music she's hearing is the one she's playing in her home. God is awesome. And you see that he talks to us, but only if we want to listen, we'll hear from him, right? Yeah, I love that one. So, so far what I've learned from these two testimonies, whether it's an issue at home, whether it's an issue at school, in your education, God has the answer. You just have to talk to him. You just have to tune into him and see what he has to say, what his will is for your life. And you have faith and you walk in that faith. You may not see it fully, but you continue moving. All right? If you'd love to hear another testimony, go and watch this video. See you at my next video.